Financial freedom sounds like a distant dream reserved for lottery winners or tech billionaires. But here's the reality that might surprise you. Those who achieve true financial independence aren't necessarily the highest earners. They're often regular people making average salaries who simply approach money in a fundamentally different way. The gap between those struggling paycheck to paycheck and those enjoying financial freedom isn't about luck or inheritance. It's about specific behaviors and mindset shifts that anyone can adopt starting today. The journey to financial freedom begins long before someone checks their bank balance. It starts in the mind, where beliefs about money shape every financial decision made throughout life. Most people carry invisible scripts about wealth that were written in childhood, absorbing attitudes from parents who stressed over bills or celebrated spending as a form of happiness. These early experiences create either a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset, and this mental framework determines financial outcomes more than income ever could. The mindset that changes everything. People who achieve financial freedom think about money in ways that seem almost counterintuitive at first. While most individuals see wealth as a finite pie where someone else's success means less for them, financially free people understand that wealth can be created, not just divided. They don't panic when opportunities require investment, because they view money as a tool that flows and grows rather than a limited resource to hoard and protect. This abundance mindset shows up in how they respond to financial challenges. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," they ask, "How can I afford that?" This small shift in language forces the brain to search for solutions rather than accept limitations. When faced with a course that could boost their skills or a business opportunity that requires capital, they get creative. They might start a side project, negotiate better terms, or find ways to increase their value in the marketplace. The scarcity-minded person simply shuts down the possibility and moves on. Another critical difference lies in how financially free individuals define wealth itself. Most people equate being rich with having a high income, but that's a trap. Someone earning $500,000 a year, who spends $500,000 a year, is just as financially trapped as someone making $50,000 and spending it all. True wealth isn't about the size of the paycheck. It's about having control over time and choices. It's about building assets that generate income without trading every hour for dollars. The wealthy also think in decades rather than days. While the average person worries about getting through the month or hopes for a raise this year, those building real wealth ask themselves what financial moves they can make today that will pay dividends 10 years from now. They plant seeds, knowing the harvest comes later. They choose the smaller apartment now to invest the difference, understanding that compound growth over time will dwarf any short-term sacrifice. This long-term perspective protects them from impulsive decisions that feel good momentarily but derail progress. Daily habits that compound into wealth. Mindset alone won't build a bank account. Financial freedom requires translating those mental frameworks into consistent daily actions. The first and most powerful habit involves treating savings as a non-negotiable expense rather than an afterthought. Most people save whatever remains at the end of the month, which usually means nothing remains. Financially independent individuals flip this script entirely by paying themselves first, the moment income hits their account. They automatically transfer a portion to savings and investments before spending a single dollar on anything else. This automation removes willpower from the equation. There's no internal debate about whether to save this month or no temptation to spend money intended for the future. Even starting with 5 or 10% of income creates momentum. As this habit solidifies, they gradually increase the percentage, with many eventually saving 20 to 50% of everything they earn. Living below their means represents another cornerstone habit, but it's widely misunderstood. This isn't about deprivation or never enjoying life. It's about making intentional choices that prioritize long-term freedom over short-term consumption. When financially free people receive a raise or bonus, they don't immediately upgrade their lifestyle. They resist what's called lifestyle inflation, where spending rises in lockstep with income. Instead, they maintain their current standard of living and direct the additional money toward investments and wealth building. This shows up in surprising ways. They buy quality used items instead of new ones. They cook most meals at home rather than ordering takeout multiple times per week. They find free or low-cost entertainment options instead of expensive habits. None of these choices feel like sacrifice, because they're aligned with a larger vision. They know that the $7 daily coffee habit costs over $2,500 annually, money that could instead compound in an investment account for decades. Financially independent people also approach debt with extreme caution and strategic thinking. They understand that high-interest consumer debt, especially credit cards, acts like a weight that makes wealth building nearly impossible. When they do take on debt, it's evaluated carefully against long-term goals. A mortgage might make sense if it costs less than renting while building equity. Student loans could be worthwhile if they provide skills that significantly increase earning potential. But debt for vacations, luxury items, or maintaining appearances gets firmly rejected because it trades future freedom for present consumption. Strategic money moves that accelerate freedom beyond daily habits. Financially free individuals make specific strategic moves that separate them from those stuck in the paycheck cycle. The most important is investing consistently and early. They understand that traditional savings accounts, while safe, barely keep pace with inflation. Real wealth building happens when money is put to work in investments that grow over time through compound interest. The power of starting early cannot be overstated. Someone who invests $24,000 total between ages 19 and 26, then stops, will often end up with more wealth at retirement than someone who starts at 27 and contributes for the next 30 years. Time in the market beats timing the market. Financially free people embrace this by investing in broadly diversified, low-cost index funds that approximate entire markets rather than gambling on individual stocks or trying to predict market movements. They also actively build multiple income streams instead of relying solely on a paycheck. This doesn't necessarily mean working multiple jobs. It means creating assets that generate passive income. Some invest in rental properties that produce monthly cash flow. Others build online businesses, create digital products, or develop skills that allow freelance income. Even small passive income streams add up. An extra $50 monthly from a side project becomes $600 annually that can accelerate debt payoff or boost investment contributions. Emergency funds receive serious attention in their financial strategy. While many people live one unexpected expense away from debt, financially free individuals maintain reserves that protect them from setbacks. Even a few $100s provides peace of mind and prevents the spiral of borrowing during emergencies. They typically aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses in accessible savings, creating a buffer that allows them to weather job losses, medical bills, or car repairs without derailing their wealth, building progress. Perhaps most importantly, they educate themselves continuously about money. Financial freedom doesn't require an advanced degree in economics. It requires understanding basic principles and staying informed about options. They read books on personal finance, follow trusted financial content, and aren't afraid to ask questions or seek professional guidance when needed. This knowledge protects them from predatory financial products and helps them make informed decisions about everything from insurance to tax strategies. The path to financial freedom isn't reserved for the privileged few with six-figure salaries or trust funds. It's available to anyone willing to shift their mindset from scarcity to abundance, from short-term gratification to long-term vision. It's built through small, consistent habits that compound over time, automating savings, living intentionally below means, investing early and often, avoiding destructive debt, and continuously learning. Financial freedom means having choices, controlling your time, and building security that extends beyond a single paycheck. The difference between those who achieve it and those who don't isn't luck or intelligence. It's simply a matter of different beliefs, translated into different daily actions, repeated consistently until freedom becomes reality.